Good evening, everybody. We'll be going live in just a few minutes. I say going live, we're already live, aren't we? We'll get started in just a few minutes. I'm getting set up and getting ready for a great Phase 1 basic training class. Hope you all are doing well. Hello, Brianne. Hello, Kathy, Lisa Reimer, Brianne, Jennifer, Becky. Hey, yeah, let us know where you're from. It's always interesting to me to see where the people are from. Got somebody from Chattanooga on here. Awesome. How's everybody doing in the Zoom app? Got folks on Zoom, in Zoom. Got folks in Facebook. Welcome, everybody. Hey, Joyce, how are you? Hey, Galaxy S8. Hey, everybody. Y'all come on in. We'll get started in just a few minutes. Hello from Marietta, Sarah says. Got Kennesaw represented here. Virginia represented. Don't forget to record. Thank you, Becky. Y'all are helping me now. Yep, we'll hit that record button in just a few minutes. Jasper, Georgia, represented. Cleveland, represented. Awesome stuff, y'all. I think we've got a good class for some of you tonight, hopefully all of you. They say repetition is the mother of skill. We're going to break down Phase 1 basic training a little differently than we normally do. Hoping it will connect for somebody. Tuscaloosa, roll tide roll. All right now, watch out. There's some Georgia Bulldog fans on here. Congratulations on another great year. Villa Rica represented. What's up, everybody? Good evening. Good evening. We will be getting started, as my Mama Jackson says, directly. Anybody else say directly? That's what Mama says. Hey, everybody. War Eagle. Auburn, Alabama represented here tonight, and the Georgia Bulldogs. Any Tech fans? Brianna's going to go home with us here. I'm stuck on 75 north in traffic. Learn while in traffic. That's multitasking. That's getting resourceful with our time, becoming resourceful. Marietta, Georgia represented. Hello. Hey, everybody. Come on in. Feel free to share this video if you want to. Hey, Devin Bevel, how are you? Hey, everybody. Tennessee represented. Love it. Love it. Crystal, LJ, Georgia. Jennifer, LJ, Georgia. Awesome. Question. Hey, family, where's the easiest place to get the details on the walking challenge and relapse and reloaded? Yes, the Facebook group. The Facebook group, not the Facebook public page, but the group. Some details are there. Trying to remember off the top of my head. While we're waiting on everybody to come on in, let me see if I can get that stuff up for you. It's a lot of information. May not have time right now. But yeah, it's in the stuff you're looking, looks like you're looking for a lot of stuff. Let me see if I can find some of it for you. Need to email me your relapse story if you want to be a part of that group. The relapse to reloaded group is only for those folks. I'm looking for it right now. It's only for those folks that have dealt with relapse. So you need to email me your story if you want to be a part of that group. That's my email address. If you want to email me your relapse story, we only let people in there that have relapsed. You don't have to have gained all your weight back, but you know what to do You know the basic program, but you can't seem to make yourself do it. Okay, and then let me post all the links that you need. There's all the links that you need for Relapse to Reloaded. There's all your links. All right, so then the walking one, a lot of information, huh? The walking, you asked though, the walking one, then we're going to get started so we don't hold people up that are here for class tonight. I always stay over for these types of questions too. If you need some personal help, I'll stay over tonight so that we can stay with our topics once we get rolling. Here's your walking group. There's the walking group. Just ask for the video, and I'm sure somebody in that group will help you get it. Good evening, everybody. All right. Got about 45, 50 people here. It's good. It's a good showing for a basic training class. Good evening, everybody. Good to have you tonight. Let me get these headphones off, and we will get started. We got a lot of ground to cover. So tonight, if you're new here and you come from motivation, inspiration, I hope you'll get some of that. But we're gonna spend most of our time on the content tonight. We try to do a lot of that motivation, inspiration stuff because it's one thing to know what to do. It's another thing to do what you know. So we try to inspire and motivate people to get them to do what they know to do, but you still have to know what to do. So we're going to spend time on that tonight. I go through our groups, members-only groups. I don't always comment because that creates dialogue, and then you can't get your work done so that I can help you. So, but I do read and scour through our groups to see what people are battling. And I see this word a lot, confusion. And I think the confusion, it could come from me just being a poor teacher, but I think most of it comes from we just have a really robust program. It's not a diet. First three letters of the word diet spell die. Anything we start with and we can't stick with forever is just a waste of our time. So we teach a lifestyle, and that's not something you're going to get in 10, 15 minutes. There's not one, let me fix this. There's not one piece of paper that we can give you. This is information. It's a lifestyle, and it's information that is handed down. You know how mom and dad handed down stuff to us? This works the same way. Myself and the Shibboleth members that have been living this way for so long, what we're doing is we've been on this journey for a long time, and now we're teaching you our experiences. We're teaching you how to live this lifestyle. And it's going to take time. In fact, it will take forever. Hopefully this will be your forever lifestyle. We want this to be a lifestyle that you marry and that you don't date, that you don't break up with. You'll go through good times and bad with it, but if you'll stick to it, well, it's very rewarding. You'll be extremely successful with this program if you'll stick to it. Now, if it's going to be a lifestyle, it's got to be practical, sustainable, and fun. If it's not fun, you won't do it for long. I noticed several members, new ones in particular today, talking about how they're in the first week and it's bland. There's not much variety, nothing that they can eat. And they're in the first week and haven't even watched any videos to amount to anything. And, they're looking for that diet. And I understand that we come with a diet mentality. I understand that. I certainly do. I lived years. You heard the term serial killer? I was a serial dieter. Crazy, madman, serial dieter. A lot of movement, chasing my tail, but very, very little progress. Hey, Buddy Van Meter, there's somebody that's doing it as a lifestyle, down 200-something pounds. So proud of you, buddy. Hey, Larry. Hey, Angie. Hey, everybody. If you're just coming in, we're about to get going real good here. But we want you to do this as a lifestyle. We want you to be in it for the long haul. And I see a lot of people not having fun with it. If you're not having fun, if you've convinced yourself that this is torture, you might as well go on and quit now if you have no interest in unconvincing yourself that it's torture. You're never going to do, I don't care how hard you try to white knuckle this thing. If you're in duress and you feel tortured trying to lose weight, and you're only doing it because you're disgusted with yourself, that's a good place to start. But then after that, you're tortured and you're having to grit it out every day. You're not going to do this very long. You're just wasting your time. You're wasting your investment. You're wasting energy, my friend. You've got to get to a place where you believe it's really fun. It's enjoyable. This is an enjoyable lifestyle. I told somebody the other day, they said, I go work out, but I hate working out. It's so painful. And I said, why would you spend your short time on this earth going and doing something that you hate? I don't understand it. Well, the trainer says that I have to work till failure or I'm not doing any good. I'm not making any progress. I said, well, let me ask you something. I'm not trying to go against your trainer, but let me give you a different perspective. If you went in and you worked out, instead of working out an hour and failing, working toward failure, and you can't even walk the next day, what if you went to the gym, you worked out 30 minutes and you didn't work out to failure, but you worked out as long as your muscles are feeling good, it's feeling good, you get a good pump? Well, that might make a difference. I might enjoy it more. And that's the way I look at an eating lifestyle. You don't have to do extreme things. I'm dealing with my sweet daughter right now. She prefers, even though daddy tries to tell her, she prefers starvation to lose weight. You know, I understand the whatever it takes mentality for sure. And there's some value there, but we don't have to do that. You can only white knuckle it so long. So we put together a lifestyle where everything that you absolutely need comes from your grocery store. You can do this clean eating style or not. You can eat in a restaurant. You can eat at a fast food restaurant. You can go to Granny's. You can cook. You can eat foods on the go. There's no reasonable excuse that anyone, I would challenge you tonight to come up with a reasonable excuse that I can't overcome. A reasonable excuse. You can't come up with one. They're all just lies of the devil. The prince of lies has told you it costs too much. The prince of lies has told you that you're too busy. The prince of lies has told you that your hypothyroidism is going to prevent you from losing weight. The prince of lies have told you that men lose more, a bigger percentage of their body weight than a woman does. The prince of lies has told you all kinds of things that you believe to be truth, and it's holding you back. None of those reasonable excuses you can give me that I can't overcome. You have plenty of time to do this. I don't care how busy you are. It takes the same amount of time to eat this way as it does the way you're eating. I don't care how broke you are, because if you're broke, that's a blessing if you're overweight. Why are you overweight if you're broke? I mean, you're buying food you don't need, and you're eating food that you don't need, or you wouldn't be overweight. So we can eat, and on this program, by the way, we have pinto beans is a good place to start. I can teach you how to make some Shibboleth approved beanie weenies under $2 a meal. There's all kind of things we can do. We got to get rid of those excuses. In fact, we need to make a lifestyle of eliminating excuses. In fact, we need to make a lifestyle of letting go of every reason and excuse for not losing weight and getting our life back. This is a fun program, and you need to start convincing yourself that it is, or find one that is. Because if we just jump around, we're never going to be successful. We got to get in and get going. Well, Travis, I can't be perfect all the time. Thank God we got a program. You don't have to be perfect all the time. You can have hog trough days every month if you want to on this program. You could just have one holla meal, we call them. Or you can have a whole holiday, and you get 6 a month, and you can still lose weight. And then when you get into maintenance, you can have up to 12. You just can't come. Anybody want to challenge me tonight? You got a reasonable excuse? Somebody give me one. Somebody give me one. We'll get started if you ain't got no excuses. but you ain't got one. You're not going to come up with a reasonable excuse that I can't overcome. You know how I know how to overcome them? I was the worst excuse maker amongst you. But when I got ready to change, I overcome my own excuses. That's right, Paula. Paula, this is what Paula says. Spend less money at the store now than I did before Shibboleth. Same here. There was a little investment in the beginning, changing out my pantry inventory and my fridge inventory. But now that I eat in moderation and eat healthy, it's much less expensive than what I used to do. All right. Beth Collier says, I've got hypothyroidism, insulin resistant. I have relapsed and now reloaded and focused and have not felt deprived. Amen. Amen. All right. We're going to get started with tonight's lesson. Those of you that have participated before, you know what happens when I share my screen. It's a little harder for me to see everybody's chat, but I will come and go from sharing my screen so that I can answer questions. And if I miss something at the end, we'll have some bonus time and you can ask me anything that you want to ask me. All right. But I'm going to go after this tonight from the perspective of a brand new person who's 2 or 3 days in or never got started. And I'm confused. What would I do? That's how I'm going to start it tonight. Okay. Let me get this PowerPoint up. Need to hit that record button. Oh, I did. Thank goodness. So that's right. Somebody done told me to do that. All right. I am sharing my screen. I got all kind of stuff up tonight that I'm going to try to give you and help you with. So what I've got here, this is in the website at www.myshibboleth.com. Some people do better with books. Some people do better with books. So if you do better with books, someone told me today I would do better if you had a book that I could go through rather than watch these daily dose videos. And I said, well, they're real short daily dose videos. If you watch the daily dose videos, take the test, pass test, earn the badge, won't take you long at all. You'll set sail on a new life, new lifestyle. They say, I don't have time to do that. I need a book. I said, well, it won't take as long to go through the videos as it will to go through the book. So, well, I need a book. I said, well, thank God we got one of those that you can download it or you can go in there and flip it. So I've got my flip book open. Hey, Janice, what's up, everybody? So first of all, we're going to breeze through this stuff. Until I want to get to the food tonight. Sometimes we don't breeze through your why. Sometimes we do. Sometimes we don't. But you got to have a why. If you don't keep your reason ever before you, you won't be successful. Life will get in the way. Life will get in the way. Life will be a stumbling block, and you'll never realize your full physical potential and even your emotional and spiritual potential. You know, if you look good, you'll feel good. If you feel good, your spirit attracts better into your life, so on and so forth. So it's important that we work on the internal aspects of this. We got to find a why. It doesn't matter what we know if we don't do what we know. I've got a vision tracker. One of the things I like about our relapse group is we put things in place that if utilized, prevent relapse. One of those is a vision tracker. I've got my goals there. I've got the pictures of the old me I'm still trying to get away from, old 300-pound Travis. And then I've got pictures of what I want to look like. I've got a diagram of the various exercises I want to get better at, all these kind of things to keep my focus on what it is I want so that I will pursue what I want. Because, see, you're not going to do this just for the sake of doing it. I said it was easy to live this lifestyle, and it is. So why don't everybody do it? Well, it's easy not to. Not doing it requires the spirit's will and the flesh is weak. Not doing it requires no mental effort whatsoever. but doing it requires a little mental effort, the kind that actually makes you feel good and feel better. But we won't do it, even though it's easy, when not doing it is easy too, unless we have our why. You want your why to be profound. Are you happy now? Would having more energy and seeing the reflection of the new you in the mirror cause you to have more joy? Write that down. Wellness. How would improving your health impact your life? Coming off prescription medications. How would that impact your life? How would that impact your loved ones? If you felt better about yourself, what areas of life would you enjoy more? How many of you want to be hot? Raise your hand. If you'll lie about that, you'll lie about other things too. Just admit it, friend. You want to look the best that you can. You want to feel the best that you can with this short life that we have. You need to write down who you are. Some of you have been looking in the mirror saying, I'm fat, I'm ugly, I'm stupid for all these years. You've touched and agreed with yourself about these things, and now it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. You've got to go back and you got to write down who you are in the Lord, that you're more than a conqueror, that all these things can be yours. You can do all these things in Christ Jesus. You can. I can do all things through Christ Jesus, which strengthens me, right? So you got to write those down. You got to overcome years and years and years of negative speech, negative thought, and people putting negative things in your head by writing down who you really are, instead of writing down in the soul that you're fat, you're stupid, you have no discipline. It's become a self-fulfilling prophecy. We behave based upon who we think we are. You can't wait to get there. You can't wait to get to your goal weight before you start talking positively. You got to go on and start telling the truth in advance. Just like weight comes off the body. You have to, when I was 300 pounds early on, before I knew how to write, think, and write, speak, I would say things like, and it wasn't productive. I would say things like, I'm starving to death. That's the wrong way to talk, because it wasn't, number one, it was a lie. It wasn't true. It certainly wasn't motivating me to say things like that. I mean, all I had to do was get naked, jump up and down in front of the mirror, and I could see I wasn't starving to death. You know, so I would say I'm starving to death. But so what? Even if it were true, and it wasn't, the only thing starving was all that excess fat. Because for Travis to be 300 and end up 200, Travis had to eat like a 200-pound man while he was 300 pounds. You see? So in order to become a 200-pound man, I had to think like a 200-pound man, and I had to eat like a 200-pound man until that excess flesh was gone. Amen? And that's what you're going to have to do. So those days that you erroneously tell yourself you're starving when your tummy growls, shoot fire, just embrace the growl, baby. You know, if you're a 200-pound woman, you want to be 135 and wear a bikini or whatever it is that your goals are and feel good in it, well, my goodness, you're going to have to eat like her and think like her before you ever become her to become her. Would we tell our friends what we tell ourselves, Beth asked? No, we wouldn't. And if we are, we need to quit that. Need to speak positively about others, need to speak positively about ourselves. Watch out for the diet devil. He's trying to steal, kill, and destroy. Now, about our program. From a physiological standpoint, what makes it work? What makes the fat come off the body? Well, if you've got excess fat, friend, it needs to go. It's got to go. In every excess pound of fat, you're storing 3,500 calories. Let me put it this way. For every pound of excess fat that you have on your body, you have overeaten more than was your rations by 3,500 calories, because there's 3,500 calories stored in a pound of fat. Fat damages the heart and the cardiovascular system. It robs the body of energy. At rest, fat burns less calories per pound than muscle. Per pound, fat takes up twice the space on the body as does muscle. Fat destroys the powerhouses of the cell called mitochondria. Fat robs your self-esteem, and it's now even considered the leading cause of this is not something to be trifled with, the leading cause of all premature death. And what makes the program rid us of the unwanted body fat from a physiological standpoint? Really two philosophies. Number one, let me start with number two, most important. You've all heard this one, portion control. The Bible says we are people of self-discipline. You say, Brother Travis, I don't have any self-discipline. I beg to differ. Self-discipline is a fruit of the Spirit. I would like to tell you it's like a muscle. And if you don't exercise it when it's hard, then when it's hard to exercise self-discipline will never grow. And you'll never enjoy the fruits, the substantial success of being a self-disciplined person. It's very important that we become self-disciplined. And you control portions and calories with self-discipline. But we all knew that, right? The real magic is number one. From a physiological standpoint, there's things that I think trump what I'm going to say that are more important than number one and number two that I'm giving you. But number one, from a physiological standpoint, is insulin control. We call insulin the fat bus. When the fat bus comes on the scene, blood sugar goes up, the fat bus comes on the scene, insulin, it's a growth hormone, a fat storage hormone. Four things take place. Appetite goes through the roof, fat storage takes place, efficient fat burning stops up to 48 hours, and you destroy more mitochondria. These things are holding you up and holding you back. How many times have we had somebody that don't ever have a real perfect day, never get into efficient fat burning, and they tell us in the members only group that they can't control their appetite? Well, it's because they're up and down with their blood sugar, up and down, up and down. You've got to control blood sugar through food combining. Food combining is very, very important to control that hormone. I don't know why the entire world doesn't, the nutritional world, that space, that industry, whatever you want to call that, I do not know why they don't preach this from the rooftops about controlling a growth hormone. People trying to lose weight aren't trying to grow. So why would we not control this powerful, powerful growth hormone, insulin, through food combining? And it's things that we enjoy combining anyway. Chicken breast, potato, and green beans. We enjoy combining these foods. By putting the right nutrients with things that elevate blood sugar, we're better able to control insulin. Now, there's going to be some things that's just poison. Processed sugar and starch without ample amounts of protein and fiber around it there's no amount of broccoli we can put with those foods like colas, candies, chips, the unapproved kinds. There's no amount of broccoli or chicken breast we can put with a Nestle Crunch bar that's going to prevent our pancreas from dumping a load of insulin in our bloodstream to regulate our blood sugar. So there's some things we got to swear off except for those holidays that we are allowed to have. But as far as fruit and good, wholesome, complex carbohydrate, we're going to be able to have those just in the right combination, and that's going to help us neutralize the blood sugar impact from those carbs. If you eat an apple by itself and my goal, I want to stay 195. That's my goal, right? I go a little less than that because on the weekend sometimes it bumps up, and I don't like to see that. So I'll run 190 to 195 so that I have a line in the sand number of 200 pounds. If I get to 200, it's all on. Easier to lose 5 than 50. So if I eat an apple by itself, it elevates my blood sugar a little bit. I would never drink juice. Never. You shouldn't either. But I might eat an apple. And if I'm already at my goal weight, that apple has many, many wellness benefits by itself. It doesn't elevate my blood sugar so much that I'm going to have a problem with weight gain unless I'm overeating other foods during the day and spiking my blood sugar all over the place with other foods. But here's what no one's telling you. If you eat that wholesome apple by itself and you already have a weight problem, you're dispatching a hormone that prevents you from losing body fat. I see people doing it in the gym all the time. They invest enormous effort in the gym. And then I see them eat a piece of fruit or some yogurt or something like that, or one of those power smoothies at the gym, loaded with sugar. And they just negated all of their effort. It doesn't make sense. Learn food combining. And then learn what's even more important than 1 and 2. That's the lifestyle components that we talk about, like the shield. Now, every calorie breaks down into 4 macronutrients: protein, carbohydrate, fat, and water. They all break down differently in the body. What we've done is take every food imaginable, every whole food imaginable, and relegate it to different categories. Category 1, lean protein. Category 2, fibrous carb. Category 3, complex carb. Category 4, protein plus fat. Category 5, fruit. Category 6, superfood. 7, shellfish. Then meal replacements, snacks, freebies, and condiments. And we teach you how to put those together so that you neutralize insulin. We have exhaustive list of lean proteins and proteins plus fats and fibrous carbs, literally tens of thousands of approved items on planet Shibboleth. Okay? Nothing you can't have on the program. It's a game changer, y'all. Really is. But in the book, we can't put all that information. So there's only a few examples listed. Okay? There's even category 2 breads that break down in the body more like a green bean than they do a white bread. The whiter the bread, the quicker you're dead. 2 slices of white bread can be equivalent to 18 teaspoons of pure sugar. Somebody said months ago to me, Travis, I looked on the label and there's no sugar in sunbeam bread. I said, well, then where's them carbs coming from? They said, well, it ain't sugar. And I said, same thing. It's coming from starch. Look at your ingredients. And that's shooting blood sugar through the roof. And your pancreas is having to dump insulin in your bloodstream. So we need to go to breads that have enough protein and fiber in them to neutralize their adverse impact, that adverse impact that would come from the starch. Do these breads taste good? Phenomenal. And there's more than 60 that are approved. So you learn the category and you learn what foods go in the category, and we've put them out there where they make sense. Okay? Now, once you learn, and I'm going to give you grocery list tonight, okay? Once you learn how to combine the foods, you learn proper food combining. When you learn the categories and the foods that go into categories and you learn food combining, you've got this thing. Sorry, I was a little distracted. So I'm looking here on page 39 of the book. Starches turn to sugar in your body. Amen. Sure do. Cleo, listen to Cleo. Boy, Cleo's done good. Cleo, how much have you lost now? There's a little delay, so I'll keep talking, but I'd like to know. I know you're still rocking it. The Bulletproof Shield. This is our lifestyle. These are the rules that I submit to every day for almost 20 years now. I submit to the rules. I do them even when I don't want to do them. Bulletproof Shield, God give it to me, inspired me to change my life. Bible says, physician, heal thyself. And I was reading about that spiritual armor, and that's how I come up with the little Shibboleth shield with the components that will change anybody's life, simple components. The Bulletproof Shield, number 1, you got to drink your water every day, Travis. That's how I talk to myself, right? Half a gallon to a gallon. If I want more, I can have more, but I'm going to get a half a gallon minimum every day. My target goal is 1 gallon. What kind of water? I like alkaline water. Well, I got to buy alkaline water? Nope. You just need wet water. Number 2, journaling. If I bite it, I write it, I hog it, I log it, I nibble it, I scribble it, I drink it, I ink it, no exceptions. I have a no exceptions policy for Travis Martin on that very thing. Doesn't matter how sleepy I am. If I haven't done my journal, I have to do my journal. Years of journaling, I'm convinced, have kept me, even through the darkest points in my life, from relapsing or having a huge relapse. So I journal. Learn the food combining, like category 1 plus 2 plus MCT, category 1 plus 2, category 4 plus 2, category 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 5, category 6, category 6 and 2, category 1, 6, 2, category 7, 2, 3. There's 26 combinations now. You start with one at a time. You don't need them all your first week, do you? You can't eat all that food your first week. You don't need all the variety we offer the first week. It's week 1. This is like returning to zero. Nicodemus asked Jesus, he said, how can I get this eternal life? How can I be saved? Do I crawl back up into mama's womb? Will I go? How could I go back into my mother's womb and be born again? You said, Jesus, you say I must be born again. Jesus was giving Nicodemus a principle for success. He said, Nicodemus, how can you be a ruler? Excuse me. How can you be a ruler of the people and not know these things? He was talking about a spiritual rebirth. If this has been a painful addiction in your life and you need to be reborn, you need to return to zero and start over, how in the world are you going to do that except for to do it spiritually, in your heart and in your mind? Forget all the things you knew about nutrition. Just start over. It's week number 1. You only need one food. You only need to learn one food combination. And even if you can't learn one food combination your first week, you can still get an appointment with one of us and we'll help you come up with a meal plan if you don't like the meal plan that we sent you in your email box. No excuses mentality. Complete 100% ownership of your problem. It's what it's going to take. So we learn the food combinations, not all 26, just enough to get us through 1 week at a time. Before we know it, we'll have the language. We'll be speaking a new language, a new nutritional language. Like I've been taking little Spanish classes on that app. And I've learned El Hombre and El Chica and, but I still can't put a sentence together. I got to learn words first, then phrases, and then I'll be able to talk in complete sentences. Well, that's the way anything works. That's the way this works. First week, you're just learning the Shibboleth alphabet. But you got to return to zero like it's day 1. Day 1. Learn proper portions, eating on a 6 to 8 inch plate, or using the hand rule. Put your hands over the meal, cover the meal fully. And that's the right portion. You get 3 meals a day, up to 1 snack and freebies. If you're a calorie counter, keep them calories. If you're female, between 200 and 400. And if you're a male, 300 and 500. And you'll be safe if you're a calorie counter. But we don't like to count calories around here. We like to lay our combination on a plate and just make sure our 2 hands cover. It's that simple. And then you spread those meals out. You spread them out. 4 to 6 hours is ideal. And we bless the name of the Lord. And if you'll watch the daily doses, take the test, pass the test, and earn the badge, you'll lose 2.5 times more weight than people that are trying to lose weight but don't go through the little course. We got the data to back it up. Now, with that said, I'm going to switch to a grocery list. So it's your week 1, and you're starting to learn food combining. And you know that there's thousands and thousands of approved foods, and you're overwhelmed. Here's an example, phase 1 grocery list. This is an example. If I was a new person, what I'd go buy and put in my pantry and fridge the first week. But again, I've been doing this a long time, and I know what people say. They look for a way out, and they go, well, I don't like that stuff. What about ice cream? What about this? What about that? It's coming. It's coming. But this is a good return to zero grocery list for anybody here that's lost their way. Category 1, lean protein. I'd go buy me some turkey breast, chicken breast, egg whites, pork tenderloin, fish. These are things I like. You say, I don't like pork tenderloin. Then don't buy the pork tenderloin. I don't like egg whites. Don't buy the. Put on the lid. I don't like none of them, so what am I going to do? I even hear that. I don't know if y'all believe that or not, but I do. You go into the library and you pull up category 1 lean protein and you just mark the ones that you do like. Maybe 000 yogurt that you like. Maybe low-fat cottage cheese that you like. Those will go here too. Category 2, fibrous carbs, salad greens, cucumbers, broccoli, asparagus, bell peppers, okra, squash, green beans. Category 3, carbs, lima beans, peas, sweet potato, quinoa, turnips, tomatoes, onions, carrots, oatmeal, Ezekiel bread. Category 4, protein plus fat. I love steak. Got some steak on sale. I might pick that up. 93 to 95.9% or better lean ground meat or that be turkey or beef or anything. Whole eggs. I love whole eggs. Had a egg sandwich not long ago. Pretty good too. Whole eggs on some double fiber wheat bread. Little approved mayo on there. Boy, it was good. Cheap too. Budget friendly. Category 5, fruit. You can have fruit, but we're going to learn to combine them right. If we look at our combination chart in the website, it's on every, if you go into the food library, the combination chart, the basic combination chart is in the food library beside every food that you pull up, and it's in your journal. Food combination chart is in the journal. When somebody says, where's the food combination chart? Well, I know that they're not using the website because it's in the food library on every page, and it's in the journal. I'm preaching at you tonight, trying to get you to realize, man, I got no reason not to do this thing. Category 6, superfood. Peanut butter's approved. Nuts, seeds. Category 7, shellfish. I give you 4 breads: Bran Crisp, Wassa Crisp and Light, Crackers, La Tortilla Factory Tortilla, Ole, Extreme Wellness Tortilla. Even got links so that you can see what these products look like and don't get the wrong ones. Beginning cereals. There's more than 60 approved cereals, but here's some beginning ones. Approved cheese. Many more cheeses that are approved, but here's a short list. I've got milk that's approved, shakes that are approved, condiments, peanut butter, freebie, meal replacement bar. So your first week, you have to do what I have to do. In your second week, in your third week, you have to have a grocery list. And if you'll start writing your grocery list down in categories instead of just writing all these down on paper, if you'll write, what do I want to shop for that's in category 1 lean protein? Like for me, on my grocery list, you'll see a lot of boar's head meats. I won't overbuy because I want to get through it without it being wasted, but you'll often see London broil, boar's head London broil, boar's head peppered turkey. I like that peppered turkey and others. And that's what I'll eat on that week. But even on my grocery list, I categorize it, and you should too. It will help you learn. You shouldn't write anything down on your grocery list that you don't know what category it is. And before long, you'll have learned it. When you write down you want some potatoes, know what category that potato's in. It's a category 3, which should signal to you that unless you don't want to lose weight, you better put that in the right portion and with a 1 and 2. And we build a list. Well, Travis, I'm still confused. Well, we've got meal idea list. And if you don't like the meal ideas on the list, then you just call the center and we'll help you come up with a personalized one. But you need a plan. Even if you don't stick to the plan exactly, it still gives you something to focus on, and you won't veer off as much as you would if you don't have a plan. There's an old saying that we all know. It says, if you fail to plan, you plan on failing, right? So let's have a plan. I've got breakfast options, depending on my mood. Egg white omelet. These are going to be right combinations or perfect pairings. Egg white omelet, half a cup of egg whites with your favorite category 2 veggies and fat-free cheese. Bowl of approved cereal, 1 up to 1.5 cups of Kashi Go Lean Original paired with a half cup of approved milk like Kroger Carb Master. I can put approved sweeteners on there like stevia, whatever your favorite approved sweetener is, you can do that. I could even put a condiment portion of berries on there. Mixed berries, 1 cup, 2 tablespoons of Shibboleth approved 000 yogurt, and 2 tablespoons of hemp flakes, one of my go-to breakfasts. A Shibboleth approved grilled cheese sandwich, do that quite often. And it gives you other ideas. And here's some other lunch ideas. Chicken fajitas, London broil over salad. If you've never had London broil fried in 100% MCT oil, you don't know what you're missing. London broil, that's if you ask them to thin slice it, very thin as they can, and you fry it in MCT, it tastes like steakums. I like that in a tortilla, approved tortilla as well. Grilled steak and asparagus, grilled chicken breast and green beans, Shibboleth approved peanut butter sandwich. There's no end to the number of meal options that we have when we go to combining foods and learning the program. Then you just lay out your meal plan for the week so that you don't go into the week without a plan. This is a doable program regardless of your lifestyle. Okay? Any questions or comments? Excuse me, I'm so sorry. These allergies are getting the best of me. Any questions or comments? Melissa, yes, I'm recording this video and I will attach these lists. Now, these are just example lists. You'll want to come up with your own. Trying to just help our new folks think a little more clearly about, hey, I got to do some work here, but it's stuff I'm already doing. I need a grocery list. I need meal ideas for the week. If I am overwhelmed, then I'll contact the center and I'll ask for some help so that they help me come up with a grocery list like this or a meal plan like this, okay? There's no reason for anybody to feel overwhelmed. Like the sweet sister this morning, one of them, God bless her heart, said, I've lost 8 pounds this week, but I'm miserable because all I've eaten is boiled eggs. Yeah, well, that's one way to lose 8 pounds, and boiled eggs are category 4, and they're good for you. But there's more variety than that. There's no reason in you having to gut this thing out. This should be enjoyable. It should be enjoyable. I know it's more enjoyable to eat what you want, when you want, as much as you want, but that comes with so much pain and regret. It ought not be enjoyable if you begin that meal with the end in mind, if it's a poor meal. With this program, it tastes good too. What we eat, you can't deny. If you pick out stuff you enjoy, it tastes good too, but it comes with, you feel better about yourself. You begin to lose weight. Your life changes. Man, it's just a win-win situation. Whereas the way you used to eat, it's a win-lose situation. You only win for a few seconds of mouth pleasure, and then the pain comes. Travis, you're right. You're right. I know. It bears witness, doesn't it? If you're reasonable, this is bearing witness. We're bearing witness with one another. But then, daggone it, how can I can't make myself do it? Again, the spirit's willing, the flesh is weak. It goes back to the story of the Garden of Eden and Adam and Eve. They had the tree of life and all these other trees that they could eat from, many trees that had good fruit on them. But they were told not to eat from the tree of knowledge of good and evil. In other words, don't eat from the tree of processed sugar, starch, and bad fat, or you'll surely die. And what did Adam and Eve do? They neglected to focus on what they could have, and they started focusing on what they couldn't have because of the flesh's nature, and death landed on them. So be careful. Be careful. Focus on what you can have. Got a random question. Where can I buy No Better Croutons? I checked the website but didn't see where they're available, and I really want to try them. We usually have them in our center. They should be on the company. That's not our company. Should be on their website unless they've quit making them. But they are my favorite crouton. They're like a gourmet crouton. If we don't have any in stock, you can message Sasha, my wife, via Facebook, and she'll get them in for you, because we're supposed to keep them, but they go so well and so fast that she may be out and not know it. So, maybe touch base with her and see if she can get them in for you. And that'll prevent any shipping costs for you. But they are the bomb. They're so good. No better croutons. Anybody else? I do so much better when I know at the beginning of the day what I'm eating. Then if I come up with a proper temptation, I'm stronger to resist and say it's not in my plan. This is my life. I'm taking it back. Not sorry if they get mad. If you're diabetic, would they try to make you eat off your plan? It's a good way to look at it, Beth. And who I see Steph. Let me see. Okay. And Sasha, is Stephanie Dollahite? Stephanie, Sasha's saying that they are in the center, just so you know. They are in the center. No better croutons. Sasha was watching. I didn't know it. Anybody got any question? That's what I'm here for. I know I do a poor job of returning every email. It's impossible, and every one of you are important to me more than words can express. We just have to kind of pick our battles on a daily basis with a small team. And I don't get to return every email, but I sure like these live videos because we can set aside time and you can let me know if you've got a private question. You can let me know right now. I think there's a way you can raise your hand somewhere on there, isn't there? I don't know if you can see that in the Zoom app, but you can raise your hand and let me know you've got a private question. Any other questions or comments? It says questions. I have none. No private questions. All right. I just logged in. Is Bio Coffee an energy source better than black coffee? No. Let me explain that though. This morning I had Bio Coffee and a high protein hot chocolate mixed together as a meal. I had a great day with my food intake today. It's one of my favorite things to do. Bio Coffee is a great wellness product. It's also great if you deal with the low blood sugar episodes, it's great to get your blood sugar back up normalized. If you deal with that on our plan, it gives cellular energy, I should say, but it doesn't give stimulant type of energy like coffee would. They're really two different drinks because Bio Coffee is caffeine free. It's more of a wellness product, whereas coffee's more of a weight loss drink. Yes, you can watch this later. I'm recording it. Autumn says, been digging out of returned habits, been a challenge, but I'm slowly getting stronger. Amen. Deer meat, I think somebody answered that. It's a category 1. If fat is added to deer meat, venison, at the processor, it becomes a category 4, protein plus fat. If no fat was added by the processor, it remains category 1 lean protein. Sherry says, I have a problem with snacking hunger. I'm over 300 and I'm having a hard time stopping the snacking. Sherry, I hope I don't hurt your feelings. I got love in my heart when I say this, but that's not a hunger problem. Let's first, I hope other people are listening because they're in the same boat you are. That's not a hunger problem, my friend. That's a habit problem. That's a habit problem. It's become a subconscious habit to graze. You're eating for pure enjoyment as opposed for fuel. You're living to eat instead of eating to live. So what you have there is a habit problem, and you have a blood sugar problem. If you're grazing all day on snacks, your blood sugar's all over the place. You don't really even need snacks. You need 3 meals a day. And you just have to break yourself by exercising your self-discipline muscles and letting them grow stronger in You eat your meal and you pause and you don't eat again until it's time to eat. Now, we've got an allowance where we can have an approved snack that controls our blood sugar if we need it, if we're feeling mentally weak. So that allows for 3 meals and 1 approved snack if you must have it. But it doesn't really help to break the habit of snacking if you continue having the approved snack. But it's there for you, especially in times of you really are feeling low energy. We just don't want to see the blood sugars go through the roof, because then it's going to take you 2 more days to get back in efficient fat burning. Find whatever it is you love to snack on. Shibboleth will have a void replacement for that snack, so you still get to enjoy the taste of it, but you won't be able to have it all day. You have a couple of choices. You can remain where you are with your current weight, or you can do the hard work required. I'm going to love you either way. Or you can do the hard work required to love yourself and get to your goal weight. And that means getting rid of grazing and snacking. It's a habit. It's a cultural habit. That habit's got to die if you ever want to reach your goal or have a chance of reaching it. I occasionally eat a snack, but it's usually if I've just worked out hard and my blood sugar's dropped and I'm just not feeling great, sometimes I'll have a snack. Or on the weekend, you want some approved popcorn from time to time, something like that. You're still having a perfect day if you only have 1 snack. Those days that you just want to eat the house down, you want to eat 3 columns of Oreos, maybe you go on and do that, but do it on a holiday. Don't allow yourself to have over 6 holidays in a month until you reach your goal. But I'm glad you said that, Sherry, because that was brave for you to say that there, and you just helped a lot of other people to see things right. Anybody else? For Reloaded, can we have decaffeinated coffee with stevia and coconut milk? I would not have coconut milk in Reloaded at this time. You can, of course, that's already on the list. Coffee is already on the list, and stevia is already on the list. If you want to add a milk to it, then you're going to need to add fat-free Fairlife milk, or you're going to need to add Kroger Carbmaster milk. I would not add the coconut milk. If you've got a really low-calorie coconut milk that you want me to add to our list, then send that to me, Stephanie, and I'll try to get that added to the list just for you. All right? Does that make sense? I hope so. But all that's already on the Reloaded list other than the coconut milk. Pam says, I need some meal ideas of just soft foods right now. I know I should know how, but for some reason I'm at a loss. I know it's just a big adjustment getting to my nerves. Soft foods are your Shibboleth ice cream. Yogurt mix is a good one to eat that's soft. You've got your 000 yogurt. That's a good one. Low-fat cottage cheese is a good one. You've got the high-protein soups that are good. These are soft foods. Even the Quest cookie in the microwave becomes very soft. G butter, very soft. Not sure what you're dealing with because I've been working behind the scenes. Sounds like you had to undergo some sort of medical type of thing. So those are a few examples. There's many, many more though. Anybody else? Make sure you get in that website. Learn how to navigate it. Learn about all the variety. Learn how to build a grocery list on the website. Learn how to print that. Learn how to journal in the website. Learn how to use the exercise section. There's so much good stuff in there. Learn how to use -3 coach mode meals. Learn that stuff, and you become like a black belt in nutrition. Got to spend some time, put some effort in. Anybody else? Pam's got dental work going on. Hopefully those are some ideas that helped you. Ice cream, approved ice creams. I don't know about pasta, if that's something you could do, but the approved Explorer cuisine pastas. Explain the best way to get all your water in to reach a gallon a day. I do it like this. Again, I got love in my heart, right? I take the cap off and I just drink it all day. I've never had a problem getting it in. I feel for those of you that do. It's just a habit. I'll give you a couple of examples. Other people have found better ways than me to get their water in. Basically, you just drink it. You get up, get you a quart bottle. I don't think I got one of my quart bottles in here, but you get a quart, 32 ounces of water, and you drink that from the time you get up to noon. And then later in the evening, you can sip on it. You'll get it down. I can go through a quart in 5 minutes, but I don't. I just sip on it, right? Since this broadcast started, look. That's just me sipping during the broadcast. Sipping, not gulping. Very important. But 32 ounces early in the day and then 32 ounces early evening so that you don't wet the bed at night. So you have to come up with a strategy for that. There's some that will make sense to you. If it's something you really want to do, you'll figure out how to get in half a gallon up to a gallon of water a day. But a half a gallon is all that's mandatory. To get a gallon, well, now you got to get 4 quarts in. So it's just staying after it, hydrating yourself. There's a lot of good water apps out there now, applications that will remind you to drink your water. It's a lack of having that as a habit. Once it becomes a habit and you're just always sipping and drinking on water, it won't be a problem. But that's how I get mine in. I just take the lid off and I start drinking. Early and often. I've seen some folks have these things with a gallon jug and it marked. They'll put markers around the gallon jug, a marker that says, have this in by this time. Then go down this way. Have this much in by this time of day. This much in by this time of the day. And they mark it off and they just go for the line using their gallon jug. That's one way. Becky's got a great idea there. Sorry to ask another reloaded question, but for our blogging requirement, can we use the part at the bottom of our journal where we can type things in? I usually treat that almost like a shared diary. Be better to use the blog. The blog works the same way, but you can add pictures. And if you begin to blog routinely, you're going to want to add pictures at some point. It works the same way, though. So why not just click the blog button and do it there? I hope you'll consider that, Stephanie. You could do it that way if you really want to, but it's real easy to blog. There's a blog button in your journal on the left side. I learned the categories by looking up the foods I ate every time I was journaling, even though I made sure what I ate was approved. By the time I ate, I would forget what category they were in. Yeah, I don't think that happens to you much anymore. You're like a stalwart. You're a superstar, Cleo. Yeah, I know you're not used to it, Stephanie. I'm sorry. But it's real easy. It's the same as the one at the bottom. You just type in it, but it's got a place to upload pictures. I find it very useful. I think you will too. You just click the blog button. It's in the same place that you're talking about, but in the left column. Any other questions or comments? In fact, I'll just go on and show you, since I said I'd go overtime. If anybody's got to go, we appreciate you being in class. I know we breezed through that stuff quick. The best way to learn it is to watch the daily doses, take the test, pass the test, and earn the badge. We're just doing overview stuff. If you come to enough live classes, you'll learn the program, right? But it's best to watch those daily doses. So I'm going to share real quick. I'm going to share my screen again for Stephanie. Here we are, Stephanie. I'm in my journal. I'm in my journal. And in my journal, on the left-hand column, I've got profile, journal, dashboard, photos, blog. So I'm going to click blog. And here's my blog. These are the blogs that I've created before. I can make it public or private. I like to add pictures. You don't have to add pictures. So that's how you do that. You just go in there, and then when you click blog, you just create. The title of your blog, it can be short, long, whatever you want. The date, any images if you want an image, and then you just write. That's it. Any other questions or comments? Anybody got anything they'd like to share tonight? Anybody at all? Did you get anything out of this tonight, or did we go through it too fast? Yeah, it's in the mobile. It's in the mobile too. I can't show you my phone right now because I'm watching the Facebook thread. But if you're looking for the blog on the mobile app, you mean the app? I'm sorry. If you're using the website, it's not in the app, but it's in the website, and the website is mobile friendly. So there's a little thumb button that you click and pulls down all of the features that you have available to you in the mobile version of the website, and there you will see blog in the website. Okay, yeah, it's there. You just have to click that button, pull it down, and it'll show you. Hey, Christy. Christy is on track, got another push. Good to have you tonight, Christy. Hope all of you doing well. Hope your church family's doing well. Thank you, Crystal. Thank you, Tedder Tots. Thank you, Polly. Hope you get to feeling better, Miss Polly. All right. Heather just had the approved spaghetti bake tonight, and they enjoyed it. Family approved. Nice, Stephanie. Good job. Thanks you like the text message notifications. Thank you for the feedback. That helps us. Beth says, per day, how many miles do the over 30 pounds to go walk if doing walking challenge? How many miles do the over 30 pounds to go walk? I don't understand the question, Beth. I'm sorry. Hey, Christy, how are you? Yeah, Beth, I just don't understand the question. Sorry. I remember yesterday, the more you weigh, the less requirement you have for steps. You just need to look at that chart. I don't think I'm understanding the question for some reason. Anybody else? Anybody got anything? I still got time. If you got time, I got time. I want to help you. You got a weight loss coach here. Ask those questions. Beth is asking, you'd have to look at the chart. I did the chart yesterday. If you'll look at that chart, please. Let me see if I can find it. I don't know if I can pull it up, but I'll try. Okay, I did find it. All right. If you're between 30 and 50 pounds overweight and you're participating in the walking challenge, it's 7,500 steps a day. So that would be, if you're doing the conversion, 3.5 miles. You'd have to get in 3.5 miles. to get those. Thank you, Shay. Anybody else got anything? You're welcome, Stephanie. Thank you. If you come to class and you journal, 1 year from now, your life will change. Less than that, but I'm just saying in 1 year, you'll look back and go, wow, if I commit to attending class and journaling, he says my life will change. It will. Coach mode meals are a list of meals. They're very simple meals. Many of them, though, are prepackaged. Not all, but many. But coach mode meals are basically a -2 to -3 on the weight loss meter, meaning they offer, if you're eating 3 meals a day, each day, 3 or less, you can eat 3. I just say less because some people say they're not hungry. They don't want to eat. You don't have to. It won't hurt us to push away from the table every now and again. But a -3 meal or a coach mode meal offers the best opportunity for fat loss of all the meal choices you can make on planet Shibboleth. So that's what coach mode meals are. Now, there's a coach mode in your journal that teaches you what to eat and when you should eat it. In other words, when you journal that let me back up. When you eat a meal, you're supposed to put that in your journal. You get to decide what you're going to eat and you put it in your journal. Then you know mentally it's going to take 4 to 6 hours before you can have another meal. With coach mode on, it's on the honor system, of course, but with coach mode on, there's a list of meals in a drop-down box list that you're supposed to choose from instead of you getting to make carte blanche choices. You have to choose from the drop-down box list. And those are coach mode meals that represent some of the best quick meals, portion control meals with the right nutrient density to help you lose weight and preserve muscle. So you're having to choose from a drop-down box list, like me telling you what to eat, as opposed to you having free will, right? Some people like coach mode, others don't. Then when you post that meal, you select that from the drop-down box list, then a timer shows up in your journal and tells you, don't eat until this time has clocked down and tells you it's time to eat again. In other words, it's going to say you just eat a meal. You just eat a health-wise meal, or you eat chicken breast broccoli cooked in MCT oil. So you just done that. You've posted it, and now a 6-hour timer starts the countdown, and you got to just gut it out, and you ain't supposed to eat until that timer's gone. That's coach mode, and that's in your journal. Thank you, Melissa. Thank you. Does that help, Joy? If you need me to share my screen and go through that with you, I will. And they don't have to stay if they don't want to. I mean, you can go through it if you need help. And you can always get a mentor appointment, and they'll help you learn how to use that coach mode section. Stephanie said, I misunderstood and today have not eaten so far due to thinking I was waiting on my text. I'm amazed at how much more energy. That's right. Anytime we're digesting food, and that was an accident. She didn't have to go without all day. It was a misunderstanding, not all her fault either. The orientation video, I won't get into that. But we did some amended rules that says that this reload group did not have to eat when I ate. But she's amazed that she's had more energy by not eating. What's up with that? Well, bodily, cellularly, you will have more energy when you don't eat. You may experience a growl, but when you eat food, part of your body's resources are allocated to digest the food. So, in fact, food often can cause feelings of sluggishness. So it's good to fast. That's why the Bible talks about fasting all the time. I don't like to see people fast to lose weight faster, because that's how that'll lead to a binge later. But if you're not hungry, listen to your body. As long as you get in a couple of Shibboleth meals, you're going to be fine. But you can have up to 3. Yeah, if you do coach mode right on the honor system, you'll lose weight at least 2 times as fast. Anybody else? Anybody got anything? Relapse to Reloaded, for the relapse group. I see a lot of you on here tonight. That's tomorrow night at 9 p.m. We'll go through another class for the Relapse to Reloaded group at 9 p.m. And then Saturday, we'll tackle the top. We'll finish up our top 25 Planet Shibboleth foods and get into 26 through 50 on Saturday. The top foods for weight loss on Planet Shibboleth. Questions, comments, anything else before we go? It's getting slow, so if you don't need me, I'm going to go. Brian's out walking right now, getting them steps in. I better get busy. I've been at a desk all day. I think I got like 3,000. So I got to get jiggy with it before midnight. Keep up with all you animals that's doing the walking challenge. Anybody else? All right, y'all. I'm going to get out of here. I got some walking to do. I still got some more office work to do too. So we love y'all, and we'll talk to you later. Glad that you're here. Bye-bye.